Well, I'm out here on a bike path that I've written about at least a couple of times for those of you who follow me on Facebook. I was talking about the racial divide. It's big, but how big is it? Or is it really that big? Well, if you may remember, a couple of years ago, I was out here riding my bike. Um, I'm at the Cedar Creek Park, and if you kind of look behind me, you can see there's an opening to this park. It's a bike path that extends about almost 40 miles from here to Captree State Park. Rides along the Wantagh Parkway and then Jones Beach out to Captree. It's a beautiful ride. A lot of sun along Ocean Parkway. It's Jones Beach on one side and the inlet on the other. And it's beautiful. But a couple of years ago, I was out here riding, and I used to rollerblade this when I was a little bit younger. But I was riding, and about 3 miles back to Cedar Creek Park in the parking lot where I'm at right now, I got a flat. I have arthritic knees. These are old sports injuries and stuff, old age, of course. And it would have been a very grueling walk back in the sun. There was a guy who rode by, and a lot of people actually rode by to ask me if I needed help. And at the time, I'd written that, all the people that stopped to ask for, if I needed assistance were all white. Now, that doesn't mean that black folks don't stop to ask for assistance. Let's get that straight. And I think some people felt that I was getting white people off the hook for racial insensitivity. No, not at all. There is a racial divide in this country, but the thing about it is, there are a lot of good people out here. So this one guy, he asked if I needed assistance. I said no. I was going to make this trek back, and my knees were killing me. I should have been, smart enough to say I needed some assistance. Well, I had about, a couple more miles left, and all of a sudden, the guy who passed me on the bike rode up along the Wantagh Parkway in his pickup truck and says, I'm the guy that asked that if you needed assistance. Do you still want to walk all the way? And I said no. This guy didn't know me from a hole in the wall. His name is Ron Pimental. And as it would be, before I started shooting this, he came riding along again. I hadn't seen him in a couple of years, and we got into a conversation. The reason why I'm talking about this is because 2 years ago, when Ron picked me up and I talked about this situation of the racial divide, a lot has happened in 2 years. We've had an insurrection on January 6th, presidential election, of course, the murder of George Floyd, Black Lives Matter protests, so on and so on. So 6 months ago, I had back surgery, and I haven't been out here, and my surgeon cleared me last week. It was Sunday, July 4th, that I actually had a chance to come out here and ride my bike again, and I did 17 miles. And, I was riding along, and, people, passers-by the other direction. You have bikers, joggers, walkers, people on surfboards, whatever, going past you. And, for the most part, everybody was pretty nice. I got to a part out by Zach's Bay, and I noticed that the Latinos were gearing up for their celebration, and of course they were putting everything together, the charcoal, the whole bit. My wife is Cuban. When the Latinos have a celebration, no matter where it is, it's a happening. And it was great, and they were good, they were cool. I got out to Tobay Beach, that's about 8 miles out, and I ran into an older white man who was coming back from a ride all the way out to Captree. He was trying to complete that almost 40-mile trek. And it was just a hello that started into about a 10 or 15-minute conversation. Much about nothing, but we had a good time. Then as he left, there was another guy, happened to be white, 30s, 40s, and we got into a conversation. A lot of fun. Coming back into Cedar Creek every Sunday, as it usually is, there's a group of about 30 to 40 Caribbean riders, male and female, and they get together and they're having a lot of fun, talking it up, shouting it up, and they're having a good time. And I got into the car and I said, again, how big is this racial divide? And I thought about it, and I thought about all the goodwill I had gotten into on Sunday, July 4th. Well, yesterday I had to go get some tools to do some landscaping at the house, and got into the Home Depot place, and there was a guy back there, tattoos all up the gazoo, shaved head, this biker, white guy. And we got into a good conversation. He was giving me my hedge clippers and stuff. And when I came back, there was another guy in a pickup truck. I mean, this guy was straight out of Redneck City. And I was getting into my car, and he was passing me by and almost clipped me. And he said, "Oh, man, I'm so sorry. I came too close." I said, "Well, you shouldn't be sorry because I'm parked illegally." And he started laughing, and I started laughing. And a few expletive deleters came out. And I realized that, had we talked a little bit further, both of us giving expletive deleters, me being a minister, can I tell you, we could have sat in a bar someplace, and had a good time, which has happened in the past. Listen, I just wish that the fringes, who I believe control this country, could see what I see, and other people like me who don't look like me see what I see and what we see. I do believe that there are people who are sincere on both sides, as I mentioned in my piece, the last one, that are sincere but are sincerely wrong about what they actually believe in. I do believe if we had politicians who are not really running for themselves, and the media, which I've been a part of for many years, who would actually really report the truth, if history was taught in schools the way it should be taught in schools, I think some people who are fringed would probably change their opinion on how they look at other people. Their worldview, the lens which they look at other people in life through, could change. That's my hope. That's my desire when I see what I see with people. I'm going to get on this bike today, and my little trusty mountain hybrid bike, and I'm going to ride another 17 miles. Hopefully I'll be able to make it from this parking lot all the way back. But I know I'm going to see people that are going to have some goodwill. Running into Ron Pimental after all these years, 2 years, was fortuitous as far as I'm concerned. It's starting my day, and I know it's going to be a good one. So I'm going to ride with joy. I am going to ride with wisdom, and I am going to ride with the truth that I believe in, that there are more of us than there are of them. And when I say more of us, more people of goodwill than those who are bent on hate and hatred. That's my belief. I pray I'm right. Have a good day. See you next week.